morning, ninjas. Good morning on this beautiful, for now,
Thunder Pumper Tuesday.
Thunder Pumper Tuesday. How you ninjas doing today? How you doing today, Busy Bee?
Pretty good, you?
I'm trying to wake up, still coming around to snapping out of it, but we just finished this yard right here in front of us. It is a bi-weekly, and wanted to start the video because why?
We got a hold of that guy finally, or you did.
Right, I got a hold of the individual, the guy who lost the wallet, and I was doing some research last night, finally found the number, and we were texting back and forth, and then confirmed that that was him. So he is actually waiting on us at a parking lot over here, and he's gonna go ahead and get his wallet back from us. That's a really nice Ford.
Classic.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Diesel too.
Is it really?
Yep.
I'll hold the camera, Biz V, so you can show the ninjas that we found and met Carl, and he's gonna get his wallet back.
Sounds good.
Down there.
Yeah, you see him with the door open?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna guess that's him.
Well, there you have it, ninjas. As you saw, I met Carl, nice guy, got his wallet back. But you know what's funny? He said to me that he didn't even realize he lost his wallet until I texted him last night. Can you believe that?
It's usually the way it is. People don't notice it.
Yeah, sometimes I guess that happens. I didn't notice it when mine got returned to me, but mine was literally within a few hours. So, this was a couple of days since this last weekend. And he didn't notice it, but he was very happy that he got it back. He was very thankful. He even he said, if I had some money, I would offer you guys some money. He wanted me to thank you as well, Busy Bee, and I told him it's totally not necessary. That's no problem, and I was glad that I could get that back to him. So anyway, nice guy, but you know, do the right thing, as what we talked about in yesterday's video. Do the right thing, you know. Just, it's not yours, and you know somebody's gonna be going through a lot of trouble, whether they realized it or eventually he would have realized it. But yeah, just do the right thing. Just return. What's going on, all my lawn care ninjas? We're back, and what day is it today?
Wacky Granny Wednesday.
Wacky Granny Wednesday. Why is that?
Don't forget.
One more time. Why is it?
We're out here whacking these granny yards.
Whacking these granny yards, ninjas. Hey, I told you we weren't going to record much yesterday, but we showed you just that we returned that wallet to the owner. And that's because we got, what, rushed off with some rain?
Yep.
We got rushed off with some rain, ninjas. It came down pretty heavy, and we had about a half a day. And today, this morning, it was raining too, so we had a late start. We started around 12, and we are at our last yard of the day, which is that one too. It's a little granny yard, isn't it?
Takes about 10 minutes.
10 minutes, maybe 15 max, if that. So we're here, and I figured I'd go ahead and pick up where we stopped off. Not gonna have any mowing footage for you, of course, today, but I do have something for you today. Busy Bee is just, you know, slinging grass.
Same old, same old.
Kicking tail, slicing and dicing. Hope you ninjas are doing good. We've had a lot of rain, man. These last couple of days, it's just been nonstop rain. I think finally they're calling for a clear day tomorrow, and I'm not really sure what it looks like into the weekend. And we'll have a busy day tomorrow. Busy.
Yep.
We're gonna have a busy day tomorrow. Busy.
Sounds good to me.
Busy. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm good. I like every time I ask him how you doing, buddy. He's like, oh, pretty good. How are you? How was your evening last night?
It's pretty good.
Did you get some rest sleeping in this morning because we started late?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I feel pretty good today.
I texted him around, what was it, like 10:30 or something, 10?
Somewhere around
I
there.
said, hey, just be at my house around noon because, you know, it's pretty wet and we've had nothing but rain. He's like, okay. You thought we were going to be off, didn't you?
Nah, I knew we was going to come into work today.
Your girlfriend thought we were going to be off.
Yeah, nah, she thought we was going to be off.
She
for
said,
sure.
you ain't going into work.
Yep, she thought it was going to rain all day.
What'd you tell her when you got my text?
I told her, I said, look, time to go to work.
Did you tell her? I told you.
Yeah, I did do that.
One last thing. Me and Busy Bee were talking about today about how we feel like we've done as many yards normally what we would do when we start super early. Isn't that right?
Yep.
So it just feels that way. I mean, we've gotten about 8 yards done and we started at 12 and it's 6 o'clock, 6:30. So I was just telling him it really depends on several factors. One, how many yards you get in a day will depend on how you feel. For one, how your employees maybe feel, people who help you, work with you, how hot it is, how humid it is. And it always plays a big factor of how the people who are working for you and with you, how their energy level is. Like, for example, take Busy Bee. I know dang well that he's going to be kicking grass and you know, knocking these yards out if he gets a little chinging at home. You know, I can tell when he's in a bad mood. He hasn't gotten any in a while, so
No.
you know, that plays a big factor. So sometimes keep an eye out for that stuff. You know, if you see somebody moping around a little bit, ask yourself, hey, give him a break. You know, maybe he hasn't had any in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, it's true. So, you know, there's many factors that play in that, so it just depends. If it's humid also, it'll you know, it'll slow you down. But yeah, we felt like today we got as many knocked out as we normally do, or very close to it. Not really as normally, but because we normally get about 12 to 15 give or take a day, and then today we got 8 in 6 hours. So yeah, he's like, oh, I think we're pretty productive today considering we started pretty late. I'm like, yeah, Busy Bee, well, that plays a big factor. Did you get some here lately? Well, yeah, kind of, sort of, not really. Today's video, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be basically reviewing the Spartan SRT XD. It is a 2020 model, of course. You guys have seen it. Most of you have seen it. I just got it a month or two ago. Briefly go over just a couple of key features, and I know it's pretty bright out here, and luckily the sun is behind me, so you guys will see my shadow. But so this is the SRT XD. It is 993 cc's, as you can see right there. It has the oil guard Vanguard system. A lot of you may be familiar with this, but some of you may not. So what this is basically you don't have to do an oil change for 500 hours. As far as that break-in, that 10-20 hour break-in, you don't have to do that. You can automatically go up to 500 hours. Now, a lot of you already know who've been watching for a while, but some of you who may be new or stumble upon this video, this is the Vanguard EFI 37 horsepower. If you're a commercial guy such as myself, you're obviously mowing 10, 15, 20 yards a day, all week, every week. I personally, and this is just a personal thing for me, I have come to fall in love with these motors, and I enjoy personally that power. So if you're asking me what I recommend or what motor I would recommend, this is the motor that I would totally recommend, because I've had now good luck with it. I've been running these now. I'm a Kawasaki guy. I've ran nothing but Kawasaki's for many, many years. The really cool thing about this mower is it runs radials on all fours. It's got 14-inch on the back, and I have said this before, this is the most comfortable sit-down mower that I have owned, and I think the radials have a big factor in it. Now, one thing I will tell you, I did demo a SRT XD prior to this one, and the demo had those little shocks right here in the front, and this one does not. And the biggest reason for that is to be able to see if I can really tell if there is a huge difference between the two. And I will tell you right now, yes, there is. So if you are ever considering picking up and you end up going with a Spartan, picking up yourself a new mower, I would look into that. I'm not really sure what the additional cost on that is, but you will be able to tell a difference. At first I just thought maybe they're just for, you know, for looks, a little goofy for looks, but no, that makes a huge difference. Also, ninjas, I've noticed on the Spartan there is this extra little baffle right here, additional. It is welded in. I'm not sure if you can take this off or not. Some of you I think said that you can, but I don't see how, but maybe from the other side. But so what this does is it actually picks up any of those extra, when you get to that overgrown yard or anything like that, it gives that extra suction and it'll pick it up so you won't clump as much and it'll shoot it out. So I actually have seen a benefit to this and it has worked. Now I do have a shoot kit on here. This is a Spartan shoot kit, and particularly it's their brand. So if you push all the way down right there, it'll close and you can open it halfway right there, so it'll still let some grass out if you don't want to close it all the way. And then just to open it, you push back up. Very nifty, and it does come handy when you don't want to shoot all that grass into those beds. Now the seat is probably the most comfortable seat that I have ever sat on when it comes to sit down mowers. It's not only does it have this dial here to adjust your weight, which I think most mowers nowadays have, especially when you get to this degree of a mower, but this also has this floating deck system. And I mean, if you look, even just touching barely on it with my hand, these things are a lifesaver. You literally put your hand and rest your whole hand on that little pad right there. A lot of times I have a habit of just mowing like this. I put my hand on it and I just operate it like that, but it really works. And I think one of the best inventions when it comes to the handles. I think it's got like 8 or 9 gallons if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, I can fill this thing up and it can last me. I mean, I use other mowers for certain yards, of course. If this was my main mower, I'd probably go through it every other day or so, but it can last me basically a week. Cup holder, still haven't tested to see if it'll actually hold any water in here or if it'll bounce out, but I do like this room in here. You can just throw gloves or whatever you want in here, so that's pretty nifty. This cell phone holder, I have left it there and actually forgotten about it, and we would drive all the way to the next yard and it would still be there. It will not fall out. As far as starting the engine, you put your code in, and then you do have also where you can charge your phone. I keep meaning to buy myself one of those USB connectors, but I just keep forgetting. So this mower has 52.7 hours, so I'm gonna call this a 50-hour review basically. I mean, it's a little over 50 hours, and I will tell you, using it day in and day out, 50 hours, it has not given me any issues whatsoever when it comes to cutting quality wise, when it comes to the motor itself, the power, the comfort. It's just overall a really good mower, and I'm super impressed. You know, I didn't know nothing about Spartans. This is the first time I've ever tried them. This is the first, you know, I've seen them at the GIE, and I remember a few years ago when I would go to the GIE and I just saw them, I remember telling myself, it's the baddest looking mower in the industry, but I knew nothing about them. I didn't know anything about the company. I didn't know anything about the mowers, the options, or anything like that. I just thought, wow, it's a really unique and a different looking mower from the rest. So now that I've told you a little bit about the mower, just a simple little walk around, nothing too crazy. I don't want to waste a lot of your time. I appreciate you ninjas watching, but I will tell you, I have discovered one thing that has been bothering me, and I've had to already adjust it a couple of times, and I'm actually having to adjust it again. Not really a major issue, but it's something that stands out, and if I see anything that stands out with this mower, I'm gonna make a video and let you ninjas know, for any, especially some of you who might be considering getting this, so that way you know ahead of time. But you see these arms? Do you see what's going on here? they keep falling back. Okay, and what that is this bolt right here, that first one, not the second one, that first one down there keeps getting loose. And this is about the third time I'm gonna have to be tightening it. Now every time I tighten it, it actually stays really sturdy for about a week or two, okay, and then it goes loose again. So I'm not really sure if it's just something that maybe if Spartan changed the bolt and the nut, or if it's just something part of wear and tear. I don't know. But what I do know, it is very annoying when I'm mowing and I'm using it like this and it's constantly wanting to do this. See how loose it is? And when you tighten that, it actually stays in position. And of course you can move it as the operator, but it stays pretty sturdy. And when they break loose, it's just flopping everywhere. And I feel like I'm having to fight it. So that is the only downfall. I wouldn't even want to say maybe a downfall. Maybe I'm just being picky. But it is something that stood out to me. So I wanted to go ahead and bring it to your guys' attention. That's the only thing, because this is going to be the third time I'm tightening these. Here you can see under the seat, you got your battery right here, your fans. Now, what's cool about these, they actually move. There's a screw down here. I don't know if you can see, but you just loosen it. Let me see if I can loosen one so I can show you. And right here it has a pound scale. So if you're a lighter person, you move these, both of these forward. And this is the 100-pound category, 200-pound category, 300-pound category. But I will tell you, ninjas, it is really nice not having to do an oil change. Not that I mind, but sometimes it's just the timing. And for example, 50 hours right now, I would be having to change that oil, and I don't have to do that for another 450 hours. So that is definitely a bonus, which that doesn't just come on the Spartans. I think the oil guard, you can get it with many different brands. I really like that whole little system setup. Most LED lights, when you have them here in the front, whether they come with your mower or you get one installed, it'll actually just shoot straight ahead, which is fine. I mean, heck, that's what you're using it for. You just want to see ahead, you know, in front of you. But the cool thing about this LED is it actually shoots to the side. So you're getting a wider angle in front of you of lighting, which can come handy, especially if you're trying to get it in those little corner spots, or maybe you're parking it inside a shed and you want to be able to light up the whole corner, from corner to corner of your shed. Now, one unique thing that I don't think I have ever seen on any other brand of mowers is having grease fittings on your little wheels. That is just something it blew my mind, because I never see that or have seen that on any other brands. But here they are right here, and as you can see, I did grease those. Probably gonna need to grease them again here soon, but you know, that to me, they're pretty heavy duty and sturdy. But if they got grease fittings, man, that means these things are designed to last you for a long time. Spartan also uses aluminum rims, which are going to be a lot lighter, and so that, and not to mention, they of course just look really slick and cool. And I don't know, I just think they're cool. But I also think the fact that they're using aluminum and not your regular old steel, where they're just going to rust over time, is pretty cool. Now, if I was to give a recommendation to Spartan, if I could, I don't know if they'll listen or not, but I would say, if Spartan ever wants to change anything about this unit, their sit downs for commercial guys, because I feel like the SRT XD is really your full-blown commercial type of a mower. So if you're a commercial guy and you're looking at a Spartan, just me personally, okay, I wouldn't get anything under the SRT XD. This is their mothership, so to say. But, and I know they're going with these tires because of that comfort, because I think that's what they pride themselves on. They're very comfortable mowers, and I get it. But I feel like commercial guys we're gonna want those tires where you cannot get any flats, because we don't have time to be plugging tires or just losing air, things of that nature. So if Spartan was to change anything, I would say change these up. That would be my only request. And I say, if you're still trying to get that comfort, those little shocks on that they offer already, and I think you're still not going to lose that comfort that they pride themselves with. That would be my only suggestion, whether it be these sit downs, or the rumor has it there might be some stand-ons in the future. As far as this mower, it holds hills really, really good. We all know regular tires are, at some point you're going to pick up a nail or whatnot. So the only other thing that we could do here is throw on some Tweelers. Not sure if Spartan does that yet or not, but if they threw on some slick, sick looking Tweels and they changed those front tires to where there's 0 flats, I don't know what else you could do to this mower. At that point, you are unstoppable tank. Now, one other thing that really stood out to me, ninjas, is not only, of course, the Spartan, they like to have that nice chrome tip on the muffler. I just think that's pretty cool, and it's like a little fancy thing. That's fine. But they also have an extra large muffler. I have this same motor on my other mowers, which are a different brand. They are louder than this motor on the Spartan, and I feel like, because it's the same motor, that muffler has a big role in that. So there you have it, ninjas. Just wanted to give you a quick little overview. 50 hours on this machine, and so far so good. Small little hiccup right there. Could be a little bit of a nitpick, if you want to call it, or just me being a little OCD, but that is what it is with me. Other than that, this thing is phenomenal. Cuts great. Beautiful cut. The deck is wonderful. Cuts good in wet grass, dry grass, tall grass, short grass, all kinds of grass. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this has helped you. If some of you are in the market, maybe considering, looking, thinking, but I will always tell you, ninjas, don't take my word for it. If you are looking for, whether it be this mower, that mower, or any other mowers I may have in the shed, go demo one. You know, don't just take somebody's word on YouTube. Go demo one, check it out, see what you think for yourself. Because just because it works good for me may not work good for you. Just depends what area you're in. You know, obviously different sizes and whatnot. So you've got all kinds of factors to play in it. But I will tell you from personal experience, overall, this is a great unit. It's a great mower. I'm done. It's a wrap. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.